He was the kind of man who didn't believe in second chances, especially not in love. A cold, untouchable millionaire CEO with a reputation for shutting the world out. After a string of failed blind dates arranged by people desperately hoping to fix him, he finally agreed to one last meeting, just to get everyone off his back. But when the girl walked in, late, rain-soaked, and nothing like the women he usually met, something in his perfectly controlled world shifted forever. Welcome back to Tales and Turns, the place where ordinary moments twist into extraordinary stories. Before we dive in, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to support the channel. And tell us where you're watching from in the comments. We love seeing our global family grow. Story: 10 long paragraphs, no headings or scenes. He sat alone in the private restaurant booth, his suit crisp, his expression unreadable. Adrian Hale, the youngest self-made CEO in the city, was known for his frosted demeanor and ruthless focus. His assistant had asked him for months to try dating again, insisting he needed someone who could balance his life. He'd only agreed to this final blind date because he wanted to silence the endless suggestions. And now, as he checked his watch for the third time, he felt confirmed in his belief that love was a waste of time. The girl was 10 minutes late. 15. 20. He stood to leave. Then the door flung open. A girl stumbled inside, drenched from an unexpected storm, clutching her bag to her chest as if holding the pieces of her day together. She spotted him instantly and hurried over, cheeks burning with embarrassment. She apologized breathlessly, explaining she'd missed her bus, then lost her umbrella, and then insisted on walking the last few blocks because she didn't want to cancel. Something about her raw honesty made him pause. Instead of walking away, he slowly sat back down. And she exhaled a shaky, relieved laugh. Her name was Lila. She didn't try to impress him with designer clothes or rehearsed accomplishments. She admitted she worked 2 jobs, one at a flower shop and another at a small cafe. She talked about the books she loved, the places she wanted to see someday, and the silly little things that made her laugh. She wasn't performing for him, she was simply being herself. For the first time in years, Adrian found himself listening, not with polite disinterest, but with genuine curiosity. She looked at the world with a softness he had forgotten existed. The food arrived, but he barely touched his plate. He was too busy watching her brighten the dim room just by talking. When she asked him questions, she didn't ask about his wealth or status. She asked what he enjoyed. What made him feel alive? He opened his mouth, ready to give the usual polished answers, and then realized he didn't know. He had built empires, but he didn't remember the last time he laughed without thinking about quarterly reports. His silence must have shown, because she didn't push, she just smiled gently, as if saying it was okay not to know. Hours slipped by without either of them noticing. The storm outside softened into a drizzle, and the restaurant emptied around them. When they finally stepped outside, Lila offered him her scarf, even though she was the one who had been soaking wet earlier. He refused at first, but she simply wrapped it around his neck without hesitation, telling him he looked like he needed warmth more than she did. Something in his chest tightened, a strange ache he hadn't felt since he was a child, a reminder that kindness didn't always come with a hidden cost. As they walked, she hummed a tune. He recognized it faintly, an old lullaby. She said it was something her mother used to sing, back when their family had little but still had each other. The way she spoke of love, loss, and hope made him realize how far he had drifted from anything real. Life for him had become numbers, achievements, and silence. But with her, even the sounds of wet gravel under their feet felt meaningful. He found himself wishing the walk were longer. Before they parted, she apologized again for the chaotic start to the evening. He surprised himself by telling her it was the best night he'd had in years. She laughed, not believing him, which made him laugh too, an unfiltered, genuine sound he didn't recognize as his own. When she finally said goodbye, she didn't linger or try to secure another date. She simply thanked him and walked away, hugging her coat tightly as the wind swept around her. But the emptiness he expected didn't come. Instead, he felt an unfamiliar pull, as though a missing piece had clicked back into place. That night, Adrian couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the way she lit up talking about her dreams, or how she listened with patience instead of judgment. He replayed her laugh, the moment she wrapped the scarf around him, and the way she didn't seem to care who he was, only who he could be. For the first time in a long while, the walls he built around himself didn't feel protective. They felt lonely. The next morning, instead of diving into meetings, Adrian walked into the flower shop where she worked. She looked up, startled, then smiled in a way that softened the whole room. Without waiting for an explanation, she handed him a small bouquet of white lilies. "You looked like you needed these," she said. And maybe he did. He realized then that he didn't want the night before to be a single spark in his otherwise cold life. He wanted warmth. He wanted her. And he wanted to learn how to live again, this time, not for success, but for something deeper. From that day forward, Adrian began changing in ways no one in his company could explain. He laughed more. He listened more. He made decisions from his heart, not just his spreadsheets. All because one rain-soaked girl showed up late to a date he never planned to care about. She didn't fix him. She simply reminded him that even the coldest hearts can thaw when touched by someone who sees the person beneath the armor. And in the end, that one blind date didn't just change his life, it saved it.